How we doing, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of FSI's PGA DFS picks. I am your host, TK Nation 47, joined by John Cool 19. John, how you doing this evening? Are you ready for some more golf?
I am. It was kind of cool to see Rory get a win. It's been a long time since we saw him hoist a trophy, but really no surprise to see him back in the winner's circle. I was not on Rory last week, so I guess moving on.
Yeah, I was on the similar guy, same number, Victor Hovland. Came up short, but certainly made some difference in my fantasy National Golf Club one and done contest. So that was cool to see. Yeah, happy for Rory to win, and it's nice and fun. I don't know, he's getting a little annoying to me with his 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 fist pump celebrations. I don't know, but good, happy for him. I'll get to see more Rory, of course, as
Yeah,
always. And
good for
we're
golf.
moving on. Yeah, it is good for golf, but we're getting into the AT&T Byron Nelson new course. If you had not had a chance, do check out John's breakdown in the course preview this week. A lot of good insight into the new course. A lot of the intricacies like the creek that runs through the majority of the golf course, how these golfers are going to play it. I think that was a really good breakdown. A lot of pivotal research week in and week out that we need for our process into lineup constructions and what we're going to do when it comes to favorites, values, and sleepers. So good job, John. And let's get into some picks. We're going to start off with some of our favorite plays. My favorite play will be Jordan Spieth at 10-7. Dallas native, really good ball striker. Last time we saw him, he was third at the Masters, but after winning in Texas at the Valero Texas Open in San Antonio. He is fourth in the field in ball striking, second birdies or better, and fifth in par five scoring. Really great tee to green. Jordan Spieth, going to be my favorite stud of the week. How about you?
I like the Jordan pick. I think a lot of people will be on him, but I think at the very end of it, people submitting lineups, I think people are going to stray one way or the other, either going up a little bit in the pricing or going down. So I do think Jordan's a great tournament option here this week. I'm going to take Daniel Berger as my favorite, 10-1 on DraftKings, 17-1 over on the Sportsbook. The form's really good here. His last 10 events, he has 4 top 10s. That includes a win at the AT&T Pro-Am. So I do like that quite a bit. He's one of the few golfers really on tour here since the stoppage last year that has multiple wins. Not a lot of guys do. Berger's got 2 of them. And then the stats really do back it up as well. He's 8th ball striking, 8th greens in regulation, 9th on approach, 6th birdie or better. So he's going to make a bunch of birdies for us this week. The driving distance is good enough. I think it's critical to have guys who are kind of in that top 50 or so if you're trying to pick out a winner, and he falls into that. So give me some Daniel Berger this week. If I'm not picking Will Zalatoris in my lineups, I'll probably end up picking Daniel Berger on most of them. So that's kind of what I'm thinking up here at the top.
I love these 2 picks for our favorites. You had mentioned Will Z. We'll get to that name later. Certainly a guy I'm on as well. Daniel Berger, yeah, great choice. We're going to need some value to fill out some of those favorite studs like Bryson, like Jordan Spieth. So my 2 are going to be Luke List at 84. A little pricey for the Luke List pick. That is typically a guy that's in the mid 7K range. They bumped him up because his form's really good. I did find in 2012 this course was played on the Corn Ferry Tour, which at that time was the web.com, I believe, and he was T13. So he does have experience on this course. He is a great par 5 scorer, and he is 14th tee to green, 11th ball striking, and 20th in birdies or better in the last 50 rounds. So Luke List is definitely a guy I'm on for some upside this week in GBPs. If I can fit him in cash, I will. I don't know how roster construction has been so far. I just kind of was flirting with it a little bit, and it seems like if I want to get Will Zalatoris and Spieth in both of my lineups for a cash lineup, or maybe even Berger Zalatoris, the 8K range might have to suffer, and I don't see much of a difference between what's in the 7K range and what's in the 8K range. So Luke List probably a great for GBPs. Also wanted to make
He is
Yeah.
almost minimum price over on Yahoo. He is
Oh,
one
there.
tick above minimum. He popped up immediately as I was browsing over there as well. So I like that quite a bit. Not just the price, but I think he's a great option this week.
Absolutely. I just wanted to make a quick note in that same leaderboard that I found in 2012. James Hahn was T2 and Henley was T6. So another couple guys that we're going to see. Is Henley in this field? I don't think Henley's in this field, but I know Hahn is.
Han definitely is. I don't know about. I don't think Henley is. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just a couple of notable names that I saw on that same leaderboard. The other guy I'm going to go with is Taylor Gooch, who's been a good source of made cuts. 20th on approach, 21st in tee to green. He was 20th last week and 5th at the Players. He can get it done on tough golf courses. I like the Gooch, one of the best ball strikers in the value range. What about you and your value plays, and what are your thoughts on Gooch?
I do like Gooch as well. I played him quite a bit last week, and that paid off. Also, I do like it. Again, the list pick. I'm really happy with that one there too. For me, right up at the top, we don't normally go this high in the pricing for a value play, but I'm going to take Scotty Scheffler at 9,400, 22 to 1 odds. As I'm looking through the pricing and the odds, he is like the 6th or 7th best odds, depending on what site you're looking at, what bookie. But he is 10th in DK salary this week. I absolutely love the price on Scotty Scheffler. He loves big events. This isn't the biggest one out there, but I think he is trying to get revved up and ready for the upcoming major. I think this is a good opportunity for him. He is another local guy like Spieth, the University of Texas golfer, born in Dallas, so everything is going for him there. I'm sure he's very familiar with the course in the area here. The form is also really good in his last 7 events. He's got 6 made cuts. 2 of those were top 10s. 2 more were top 20s. I don't know if he's going to go out right here and win this week, but I would definitely bet him for a top 10 or top 20. And then I'm really liking him here on DraftKings. The stats too, 9th tee to green, that's really impressive. 18th ball striking, 7th birdie or better, 13th greens in regulation, and he's top 25 in distance off the tee as well. So a lot to like there with Scotty. Again, kind of a high-end value play, but I think it's all about the pricing and the odds on him for me. An excellent play outright, but I think great here on DraftKings at that price. So second guy I'm going with, Doug Ghim, 7,500. He is 70 to 1 odds in the market. I don't think this is an event Doug Ghim is going to win, but I definitely like him here on DraftKings. He's made 4 of the last 6 cuts. That includes 29th back at the Players. He lost strokes putting over his last 6 events. That doesn't upset me at all because basically all of those were on Bermuda grass. He gets back to bent grass. He's actually gaining strokes there. If you were to be right around 0 strokes lost putting, he would be top 25, top 30 or so in most of these events when he's been finishing outside the top 25, top 50. So I think the putting is going to be a big difference for him. I really like that change. And then he's 3rd on approach in this field over the last 36 rounds. Also 6th greens in regulation, top 10 ball striking. In my overall model that I made, he came in at number 9. So I'm probably going to play quite a bit of Doug Ghim this week and just hope the putter gets moving just a little bit in the right direction and he'll be just fine.
That's a really good point made on Doug Ghim. And the putting was definitely something I was worried about heading in. But now that you say that, I think that really sold me on the bent grass greens take. I think that's definitely, hopefully something people don't look into and they just think, oh, Ghim's been burning me in the past, and they give him the old fade. He's 70 to 1, and so was Luke List for $900 more. So I think right there is your difference in salary on DraftKings for that'll help you in cash reach some of the upside that you may need in the 9K, 10K range. So
yeah, well, he's not going to go blow anyone away with his putting, but he just needs to be above 0 this week. It's going to be great for him. Bent grass usually kind of rights those woes for him. So I hope that trend continues.
Absolutely. I think that's solid. Next up, we're moving into some sleepers. Going to be a week where you're going to have to play some uncomfortable lineups to fit some of the GPP plays, a little top heavy up top. So I'm going to throw out KH Lee at 6,900, 175 to 1. Good first round leader bet too. Shows that he can get off to a strong start. Last week he was atop, close, if not, no, he wasn't atop the leader, but I know he was pretty close. Last week ended up finishing 50 something. So he kind of like tapered off, but he does get off to a strong start. He does have good finishes at the 23rd at the Valero, which was in Texas, and 29th at the Valspar. I've heard a lot of comparisons in this course to Waste Management with some of the drivable par fours and, the creek lines and some of that stuff like that. So he was second at that event as well. He scores really well around the green, and, he gets off the tee really well. I'm really impressed with his game. Just seems to make cuts. I think I'm going to take that at 6,900. And maybe, a long shot bet. I think you could sprinkle $5 on it. You never know when someone like this will pop. We've seen Sun Kang win a Byron Nelson, Stephen Bowditch back in 2015. So
Sure. Never know.
Lightning can strike at any time. How about you? Who's your sleeper this week?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Roger Sloan here. He's actually a guy I've played a decent amount over the last month or so. I think for him, really the form's pretty good. So I'm going to ride that. In his last 6 events, 3 of those he finished top 25. So I think he's got a good chance to do that again on this course this week. The stats, though, is kind of what drew me to him. He popped in my model here. Over his last 36 rounds, he is 6th greens in regulation, top 25 ball striking, top 25 on approach, and then he's top 50 putting on bent grass greens. So I'm going to just kind of ride the good form here. He's not scorching hot, but the form is pretty darn good here on Roger Sloan for a guy under 7K. I will roll the dice there and hope he kind of keeps picking it up.
Fantastic. Roger Sloan, Canadian, battling Corey Connors for who's the best. I love it.
I don't know if it's much of a battle right now. Corey Connors has been playing too excellent to make that close, but
it'd be something.
You can give him a run for his money on any given week.
Yeah, it would be something if Roger Sloan won before Corey Connors. Corey Connors would never hear the end of it. No. I like these 2 picks. Quick shout out, something you mentioned while we were talking beforehand. Sun Kang's home course, winner of the Byron Nelson in 2019. So I know it wasn't the same course, but you got to think he's licking his chops. Event he's won, home course. So shout out Sun Kang.
He plays really well in all of Texas. He does.
Yes. He's so maybe he can bring us some solid 6-6 lineups this week at a very low number on DraftKings. Sure. So that'll bring us to the one and done portion, where it is the Will Zalatoris show for both of us. I finally have cracked the the 100 the 1000s. I've been sitting in the 2000s for too long, and the 3rd place finish from Victor Hovland last week actually gained me a couple 100 spots. So maybe we're hitting that point in the year where made cuts, top 5s are going to be a little bit more influential than it was earlier in the year, with guys not having the same availability. They're having to choose different, stars and scrubs, and the strategies are kind of evening themselves out. So results kind of look like they're making differences now. So if I'm just going to keep at least making top 10 picks, maybe I can get close enough and hit maybe a winner or 2 and creep inside the money. That's my hope. And
let's do it. And Will Zalatoris has taken us there. Will Z GOAT. We play him every single week. We're going to continue to do so. I don't care about the missed cut last week. He is another Texas kid. He didn't play college there, but certainly is from the area. I'm going to play a ton of Will Zalatoris this week.
I tell you, and if he wins this tournament, we have to pick the same one and done every week, because it'll be the first win for both of us, and it'll be the first time we pick the same golfer. So, and how cool would it be to see Zalatoris get his PGA Tour card right before a major, and then just basically rocket into the top 10 FedEx World Cup standings. So that'd be awesome for Will Z. Didn't know he was from Texas. That's really interesting now, making me firmly believe this pick's perfect.
When there's no course history to go on, everyone's going to flock to who's from the area. And Texas probably has right up there with the most golfers on tour. Maybe a couple other states in the South could compete, but Yeah, there's a lot of people with Texas ties. I don't usually play too much into that, but I enjoy quoting it. And this is one of those weeks with no course history. We're gonna lean on whatever we got. So give me Zalatoris, give me some Spieth, give me some Scotty Scheffler, and let's move on.
100%. That's awesome. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for us here for FSI. As you can tell, we have a lot to offer here at FSI. So please subscribe to the channel at Fantasy Sports Insight. And if you want a link in our bio on our Twitter handle at FSI_DFS, you can find all of our core plays, model lineup projections, things like that. So yeah, hop in, look forward to a Euro Tour video this week for the British Masters. That should be coming out shortly too. And you can follow me at TKNation47 on Twitter. That's John Cool 19. Thanks, John, and looking forward to some more green screens and hopefully not breaking even.
Yep. Let's have a big week.
That's right. All right. See you guys.
All right.